Hey guys, Grifton here, and today I'm going to be talking about how you can solo Onyxia 40-man as a feral, and it's super easy. And before we get started, please take the time, like and subscribe so you don't miss out on videos like this. Okay guys, so here I am in Onyxia's lair. I'm about to fight Onyxia by myself, and I'm going to tell you right now, it is super easy to do. Get in there and do it. Now here's some reasons why you might want to. I believe there's an achievement to kill Onyxia 40-man, and phase 2 is the last chance you have to do it. When phase 3 comes out, the new version of Oni with 10 and 25-man comes out with it, and when that happens, you will no longer be able to do the 40-man version. So if you want to do the achievement or just show that you can actually do this fight, then now is the time to do it. Definitely get down there before phase 3 because you won't get a chance to. If you don't know where it's at, it's out near Theramore Isle. If you've never been there, look it up. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of the hardest part. Now, as far as gear goes, I went thick tank and I regret it 100%. You do not need heavy tank gear for this. I'd argue you don't even need great gear for this. Some decent Nax gear is probably way more than enough you need. I do recommend going tank spec if you have one, just because it'll help you out a little bit on mitigation during phase 2, which is kind of the only phase that really matters. But yeah, let's go ahead and just jump into this and get the fight started. So as you can see, I'm going to get kicked back against a wall. The smart thing to do here is tank her against a wall. There's only 2 mechanics you have to worry about in phase 1. She does a breath, which you don't really have to worry about because the damage isn't that great. And she does a wing buffet or a kickback, which if you put your back up against a wall, you're fine. And you could just fight her the whole time. This phase of the fight is the easiest part. You are just face tanking. There's really not much to do. And as you can see, my health pool is staying full. That's because she hits so weakly that I don't even have to worry about it. My improved leader of the pack is enough to heal me up and keep me at full and not have to worry about it. However, when you get to 65%, that's when she's going to go into the air, and that's when the headache is going to start. If you don't know, bears can't fly, so you're gonna have a hard time hitting her, but there are techniques that you can do. I'm gonna show you 2 of them. One of them I think absolutely sucked, but you can do it that way. It'll just take a lot longer, I think. Or you can do it the other way, which I think is much easier. So here she is, 65%. Now the first thing that happens when she goes up in the air, our whelps are going to come. So you're going to go ahead and grab them and just swipe them down. And the whelps are actually a good thing. They may seem annoying, but they're the thing that's going to proc your improved leader of the pack very frequently to keep your health pool up. Now, she does 2 abilities. She's going to do fireball on you every single time. And she also does breath, which you have to dodge. You can dodge, you don't have to. Now this is me trying to do wrath and things like that to no avail. I did get her down 1%, but as you can see, my mana pool kept shrinking. I had to pop Innervate. Instead, I came up with this strategy after quite a bit of trying. So what I did is I went into bear form. I used Fairy Fire on her as often as I could, and I also would jump swipe in bear form to guarantee that I hit her. It's not hitting her for a lot, 645 with a 1200 crit, but what this does is a lot of things. So it's killing the ads, it's doing damage to her, and it's healing me. Yes, I'm doing very slow damage, but it's the most efficient way I found where I didn't have to worry about my health. I didn't have to worry about my mana. I just had to do this for about 15 minutes. It is boring. It is what it is. Now, if you're wondering why not do it in cat form, well, there's a couple of reasons. One, in order to do a swipe in cat form, you actually have to have a target within your melee range. She's technically not in melee range, so you'd have to have a whelp nearby to do a cat swipe. On top of that, cat swipe only works in a front cone in front of you, so you have to make sure you know exactly where she is position wise to you, and that actually adds a lot of headache because she's above you and it's hard to look. I've looked up a couple times and it's like annoying to look up there. Whereas in bear form, those 2 criteria don't matter. You can swipe without any target in bear form and still hit her as long as you jump. You do have to jump swipe to hit her. On top of that, the target of swipe is anywhere around you, so you don't have to be in front of her. You just have to be anywhere around her close enough that you can hit her, which makes the bear version of this superior in every way. So yeah, here I am just jump swiping to hit her every time and chase her around. Now, I mentioned that you want to dodge the breath. I did it both ways. I did times where I dodged the breath, and I did times where I just stood in the breath, and they pretty much have a very similar outcome. If you stand in the breath, you can do more damage to her, but you take extra damage. If you run out of the breath, you take less damage, but you end up not doing as much damage to her, and the fight lasts longer. It's up to you. Stand in the breath, don't stand in the breath. Still got to chase her down either way. So do whatever you enjoy the most. Honestly, that is the hardest part of phase 2, and it's the hardest part of the fight, is just jump, jump, jump. Once you get her to 40% health, she's going to come down, and you're going into phase 3, where it's pretty much just another tank and spank. We're about to hit that here, and I'll walk you through exactly what I do. Okay, so here she is. She's about to come down. Now, all she has differently here is she's going to do fire breath, but she also does a bellowing roar, which will fear you and have you run away. Now, you can try doing this in cat form, especially if you've got berserk up, so you can ignore the bellowing roar. But I honestly did the whole thing in bear form. It's up to you. It'll speed up the fight to do it in cat form, but you're also being feared away. And if you're worried about taking too much damage, getting hit in the back, it's better sense just to stay in bear form and take the extra damage. As you can see, my health is climbing right back up to where it was before. Not a problem. Phase 3 is just as easy, or almost as easy, as phase 1. Once you get past phase 2, it's really just waiting to finish her off. So this is from 40% down to 1%. That's why I said I wish I would have wore more damage stuff, so even if I was in bear form, I can do more damage. Because I'm not concerned about my health at any point throughout this fight. At any point was I ever worried about ever dropping too low. So just keep that in mind. Now, once you get her to 0, you win, you get the achievement or whatever. She has the 18 slot bag. She has the helm, or the head. If you've never turned it in, you can turn it in. I did not bring my necklace, in case you're wondering, to get in here. I don't know if the quest is required either, but either way, I killed her. It was pretty fun, and I definitely recommend, if you like playing your bear, this is a cool little thing you can do to show that you've done it, and get some, I don't know, some not great loot, but you know, an 18 slot bag's kind of cool. But that's it, guys. I hope this video was helpful. Thanks for watching, and as always, take care.